Three, two,
Booyah.
Pod-A-Holics. What is happening? I
What's
think
going
Corey.
on?
I think Corey wanted to say Pod-A-Holics, but I think I said it fast.
It's all good. What's going on, Pod-A-Holics?
What's the
Happy
happening?
friggin' Friday, everyone. Hope you all having the absolute best day ever. Kevin, obviously, got really, really excited here today because honestly, we got a lot of cool shit going on. It is actually really, really cool. The things that we're getting laid out for OMG with our course coming out, with some of the promotions that we're going to be explaining what those are here in the next coming week and in a little bit. But a lot of really cool shit happening, man. I'm excited, and our coaches are blowing the fuck up, man.
Yeah,
We got a lot of
the
shit to
content
talk
and
about here
everything.
today.
Yeah, like
A lot to talk
OMG,
about here today.
OMG isn't just about getting clients. OMG is also like helping out with marketing a ton. I want to share something that one of our clients shared with other people. We were just talking about her, our good friend Megan, and she sent a message to some other coaches that aren't in OMG. Said, "Yo, just signed a 12-month client at higher prices with objections, and I handled with tips I got from Kevin and Corey. Boom, feel like a rock star, and like OMG was so worth it." This was not a message to us, a message to other coach friends. So that's super. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's really really sweet, and like I had a conversation with her here today. Literally on the call, she had a real blow up and like literally gained I think it was like over 100 followers, and like she has like a very
Over a
small
hundred,
account.
yeah, in like a
Yeah,
few
she
minutes.
only like she had like 670 some followers on the call, and then at the end of it, she was almost at 800, and then her video blew up. But it's just really cool, just like seeing how we're really just not just progressing them in terms of like their business capacity and being able to find more leads and get more calls and close them more, but also how they're also growing in terms of the confidence with themselves. Like you just said, like the fact that she just closed a 12-month program at a higher price with more confidence with the objection handling. And that would like that like that right there is something where it goes so much more past just like a tangible stat. That's like a progression that you saw in her growth as a person in terms of like multiple skills all kind of going into place there. That isn't just, oh, okay, how do I get more leads? Oh, how do I get more of this? Or how do I
Mm-hmm.
get more views? It's no, how do you bring that all into a complete package where it now progresses them to move forward, but now just being able to have that confidence that, you know what, yeah, we do have the programs that are going to solve our clients' needs. And it's helping them unlock that part of their minds with their own limiting self beliefs that's been holding them back from actually achieving these higher levels, which is exactly what we're going to talk about here today with how you can't be a high level person worrying about low level shit. And
Mm-hmm.
this is like those low level things where it's like, stop trying to save fucking everyone. That's a low level mindset because
Low level mindset.
any successful person is going to tell you that you can't save everyone. Yes, we're here to solve problems, save people, and do what we can, but you're never going to save anyone. Sorry, everyone. And when you start letting go of the fact that, okay, I got to stop trying to do this, I got to stop trying to bend over backwards, I got to stop limiting myself and trying to compromise myself in my business, trying to just help everyone, but then also letting go of the low level like your shit on social media or what you're putting out there because you're not the people you're trying to help. And all worrying about, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Well, stop caring about everyone's opinions. Put stuff out there that you know is going to benefit those that are actually following you and that are actually going to now invest in your program to now invest in themselves, becoming the best version of themselves. Okay. Like whether this is a fitness course, whether this is a just a lifestyle course, a nutrition course. This could be buying a house as well, like helping beginner home buyers buy their first home with confidence. Like these are all things we got to look at where it's now when we stop worrying about trying to save everyone and trying to do everything perfectly, and we can just put ourselves out there and do the things that we do best. That's where we start seeing the success of that because you stop worrying about all this shit that was holding you back in the first place.
I was talking to Megan about this actually just a second ago, and I asked her a question. I was like, "How many family members come to you for fitness advice?" And I kind of was expecting an answer, and she ended up giving me the answer I was expecting. And maybe I'll ask you, and you can just kind of answer it real quick. How many family members come to you now for fitness advice?
A lot. They don't
A
always listen.
lot?
Yeah, they don't always listen.
Exactly. So it's either, like you're saying, a lot, but they never actually execute, or none of them, because now they're just uncomfortable talking to you because they're going to get like the things that they don't want to actually hear, right? It's like one
Yeah.
or the other. You know, for me, I don't really get a lot of family members reaching out to me anymore about fitness because like I always tell them like, dude, you gotta get up a little bit earlier. You gotta go to the gym. Like you gotta put down the beer. You gotta go to the gym. Hey man, you're gaining a little bit of weight. You gotta go to the gym, man. You're gonna get old quickly. Then on top of that, I have male cousins who always have, and this isn't to sound arrogant or anything like that, but I've always been like, dude, how come you've always had like a pretty girl next to you? And I'm like, because I go to the gym and I like try to take care of myself. You know, like it's just one of those things. And then a lot of my cousins and family members just stop talking to me about fitness. They just stop because I give them the answer that they don't want to hear. And I have like a few people in my family that still come to me for advice and they execute it. And I'm talking like two or three at most. Okay, at most.
Well, I
But
wouldn't
what
even
I'm
just
trying to
say
get at with
fitness
this,
advice.
what I'm
Oh,
trying to
sure,
get
go
at
ahead,
with
go ahead.
this is that so many people sit there and they worry about like, oh man, I had so many people reach out, but they never seem to listen to me. They never seem to listen to me. They never seem to listen to me. And they worry about all these little things of like people who aren't ever going to listen to you actually. And you need to come to terms with the fact that you are at a level where some people feel extremely uncomfortable in trying to get to. And you're worrying about taking them from here to up here where you're at. All ego boosts a lot of you. Okay. All ego boosts a lot of you that are listening to this episode. Of the 7 people who are live right now, if you're in shape, if you're in shape and you look good and you know you look good and you go to the gym 3 times a week and you eat healthy, you try to go to sleep decently, not every single night, but you try to do decent by your body, you try to do decent by your health. And then on top of that, it reflects in your job and your relationships. Anybody who comes to talk to you guys about these high level things, just know when they try, it's uncomfortable for them. It is
Yeah.
uncomfortable for a person down here to ask a higher level person. But it is not our job. It is not our job to worry about whether or not they get here. It is our job to tell them if you want to get here, these are the standards and the rules that you need to abide by.
Yeah.
Here's a good example. If a and this is an example that I brought up to my wife and also to my friends. So for the ladies that are listening to this, don't take offense to this by any means. If a girl that is not does not live up to my standards comes up to me that I just don't find attractive, that I just don't think hits the gym the way that I want her to hit the gym, the way that I hit the gym, and isn't um, like a mother figure that I would want to for someone to be a mom to my kids, right? And she comes to me and says, "Hey, I want a date." I'm going to tell her why I don't want to date to the truest form. And I'm going to say, look, I appreciate you wanting to come to me, but you don't work out. You don't do any of this. You don't do any of that. And then I'm going to let it slide. When people come into your bubble, you got to let them know what's up and how it's like to actually be in that bubble. But once you
No.
tell them and then they exit that bubble, don't worry about them anymore. And too many people worry about trying to save everyone who exits your bubble. If they
Hmm.
come into your bubble, if they're trying to knock on your bubble, on your door, you let them know these are the standards that are required to come in here. If they don't meet the standards, let them go. And too many people hold on to trying to save everyone. And where
Well,
it starts,
yeah.
I feel like it's family members. That's kind of where we all start, like helping family. Man, my cousin, my brother,
Well, yeah, and
my dad,
it's
things
not
like
even
that,
just family members
and
and things
friends.
like that though. Yeah, and friends, but it's also the fact that when you look at you're wanting to even break away from a certain level that you're at and wanting to go to a new one. Like how many times have you been on a call with like because I work with majority of women that will tell me that their husbands don't necessarily support them in wanting
Hmm.
to be a better version of themselves. Like it has nothing to do with like wanting to work out and all that, but it's like
Yeah.
it's the compatibility side of it. Like for me, like I would agree with you that for someone that I would want to date, they need to have a certain compatibility in the lifestyle, because you can't compromise yourself to meet people at their level. There's nothing wrong with having standards for yourself where it's like, you know what, if going to the gym and all that, it's not just to be like jacked and ripped and stuff, but it's because of a general health thing. And then let's say the person that you're with is the one who's
Commitment.
like,
It
no,
shows
let's stay
commitment,
in bed,
consistency, and
let's
things like
go out
that.
for food, let's go to, and like they're not feeding into the things that you need to have that standard for yourself.
Shows
That's going to be
discipline.
something that's going to hold you back. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you date for a reason, and you date to find the things that you want to accept and the things you don't want to accept. But then it's also the same side with this is when you're now talking to someone, this is why like when I'm on calls, like I don't really do sales. I have conversations and I qualify people to come into the program, and I basically interview them. Where if I feel that they are a good fit for the program and it's true they would do really well, and ask people, okay, so I need to really and again, I stopped being bulimic. I was want to do it anymore, but I wasn't live by the standards, do the right things, and all the things I needed to do to let go of being bulimic, because I wasn't quite there. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. When we get on calls with people, yeah, you know what? They have fitness goals, they have things that they want to accomplish, but they're just not 100% willing to do the things they need to do and let go of the things that they need to let go of to accomplish that. And that's where I was stuck for, let's say, a good 5 6 years, was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, where for months and months I would do really well, I wouldn't throw up, I wouldn't go into the bulimic habits, and then I would fucking fall right back into it, and I'd be there for another couple months, and then I'd do really good and I'd fall back in. But it was because I didn't want to let go, because I always thought I knew best. Like, as we all do, we always think we know best what's best for us, and why we always want to
Mhm.
try it ourselves. Doesn't ever
Yeah.
know what's best for you. You want to, you know what's best. You have control of your life, and
Mhm.
and acknowledging the fact that you don't have control of your life, whether this is in your business, in your, it's really difficult to overcome that. So, okay. But once you start accepting the fact that you are in a place where you need to let go and you need to actually start doing those things, that's where you can now actually start leveling up to those. But here's the thing, just like you were talking about when we were talking to family members, or we were talking to those that need help or whatever, they actually have to be willing to help. Which is why when we were on a call yesterday, I was talking about it. I'm like, it's not your job. You that your business is important. Okay. What our job is to do is to help guide you and help push you in the right direction, so that way you can accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish. Same thing with your health. It's our job to guide you and educate you on the correct way to do certain steps based off where you're currently at, so you can learn the things you need to do to now maintain that for the rest of your life. But it's not my job to hold your hand, drag you and drag you and drag you and drag you, because here's the thing, that's going to slow you down. And
Mhm.
then not only that, now when things don't work out, they're not going to have the self conviction of saying, oh, I'm screwing this up. It's you're screwing this up because I'm
Yeah, I
not
mean,
getting the results. But
it comes
that's the
back to
thing. They have to be
so,
willing to help themselves. So anytime we're on the calls, anytime like we're talking to students for ONG, or our students are talking to people to bring into their business, or I'm talking to those to bring into ELC,
mhm.
if they're not willing to do the steps, and it feels like you need to pull teeth to get them to admit that they need to make a change, they're going to turn out to be the absolute worst client.
Yeah. I mean, it comes to that the same
And
thing
it's going
like
to slow you
earlier.
down and your business down, and it's going to have nothing but negative effects moving down the road, which is why, like you said yourself, you can't save everybody.
No, you can't. If someone's knocking on your door and you have standards of how you live in your house, and somebody comes in and is trying to dictate your home rules much different than what you do, and they just don't meet those standards, you can't sit there and try to convince them, even though they might be a great person knocking on your door and they might be friendly, family member, client, things like that. If they can't uphold the rules and the standards that are in your household already, you need to close the door on them, tell them to go find somewhere else to go live, right?
Well, and like I just
And
thought of this perfect metaphor, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but like this is the perfect metaphor. And think of it this way: let's say you were on a ship with all these people.
mhm,
That ship sank. Y'all are holding on to that one piece of big ass floating wood, where you can hold on to it to keep your head above water. But the standard is you all need to keep fucking kicking.
mhm,
Because if you don't, that thing is going to sink and you're all going to drown. But then you got that one person that's saying, no, 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 I don't want to sit in the water. I want to sit in the right in the middle. Don't kick, don't do nothing. And I just want to. No, no, you can't. I'm sorry. You do that, we all sink. Same thing here. So if you have that one person in your business, if you have that one person in your life, if you have that one person, maybe you're dating. Sorry.
maybe you're dating.
Maybe they're
Yep.
not willing to do the things that you need to do to live up to the standard that you need to live up to have the life that you want to live, because you're trying to kick on that door and they're a fucking rock dragging you down. And you're so worried about saving this person that you're not worried about killing all the rest. So again, you need to start looking at what are these low level things. And again, it's not just a person. Like we're using metaphors here as people, but it's not just a person. This could be a habit you have. Okay, so is this low level habit that you have right now of going out and fucking drinking every weekend? Is
Yep.
that something that's really benefiting you, or is that something that you need to cut the fuck out? Not saying
Yep.
there's anything wrong with drinking. I'm not saying that. But if you're the person who, okay, well, I could be doing this Friday night, I can go out, I can have a couple drinks, but I need to get up and I got Saturday, I got to hustle. But you get all fucked up on Friday and now your whole weekend's trash. Well, again, you got to let that low level
Worrying
life
about it like
shit.
that too is like also if we're gonna like kind of feed off the title as well as like you can't be a high level person worrying about low level shit. For example, if you got a business
You can be a high level
and
person doing low level
and
shit.
you and yeah, you're a high level person doing low level shit, or you're a wannabe high level person doing low level shit all the time. Because it's okay to go drink, and it's fine. You can go get fucked up every now and then, and if that's fine. Occasionally, you'll get that, okay.
There's nothing
But if
wrong with
you're the
that.
type of person that's accepting every weekend going out and you're complaining about your job or whatever the case may be, or your financial situation, and you go out Friday night and you completely butcher your Saturday, or you go out Saturday night, you completely butcher your Sunday, and you had other things that you wanted to do, right? To try to catch up with either hobbies, make your hobby a paid thing, try to learn a new trade, a new trade of whatever it is, right? There's so many things that you can do nowadays to make an extra 2 grand in your pocket by the end of the year, 3 grand in your pocket. There's so many things. You can Uber, you can, DoorDash, you can sell shit on Amazon, you can do all these things. But if you're getting fucked up and you're trying to advance your situation, you're worried about going and getting fucked up with XYZ person because you're worried about how your social circle is going to think about you, but yet your social circle is the thing that's keeping you in a hole. And I'm not just talking about financially, but it also might be a personal thing. You might be I'll say it straight up, like I got way too fucked up way too early, way too soon. And with that, like a lot of things that I could have had better, like I could have been a better soccer player. I could have had better grades. I don't know. I could have started a fitness business sooner. When I first had the gym at 2021, maybe that could have succeeded instead of going out and getting drunk, or having friends come over to my apartment and getting drunk and things like that, right? Maybe
Well,
I would have
then,
had more energy. And
or
I'm worrying
even,
about all these social things that are very little
well,
sometimes.
all the time. But then, even if you look at it on this, like how many times have we talked about our students, or whether it's another student we've worked with, where they're like, I don't want to make content because my friends make fun of me. Like, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Like, yeah, the fact that they're sitting there grilling you about being on TikTok, being on social media, being on your story, making funny videos, whatever, like, they're why would you let them dictate how you're doing it? The same thing, like if you have friends and you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to change a life thing
Yeah.
about your life, and they're sitting there like, no, like you don't need to change how you're eating, you look fine and all that, but you're trying to move ahead in just your own general health. That's not the type of person that you need in your life to make you feel bad for trying to do something better for yourself. That's what we call a frenemy. And this is what we mean about worrying about these low level fucking things is stop trying to appease everyone. Because look at it this way. All these friends that you're trying to appease, these people that you're trying to, whatever the fucking case is, at the end of the day, and this always spoke to me, but sometimes like you gotta let this happen, and I've done this a few times where like people dwindled off, and like it's perfectly fine. But think of it this way: you're all driving along, and like you got people in your whip, you got people tagging along, like you're all just chilling because you got the car, like just like you did in high school, right?
Yep.
But how many people actually put money in the gas tank? How many people were actually doing the oil
That
changes?
was
All
me.
this,
Yeah, I was the dude with
exactly,
the whip.
exactly. So I read this and I was like, you know what, this is so fucking true. But one of these
Yeah.
days, just let your car run out of gas. Just let it run out. No, no, not that you can't. Not that you can't put gas in the gas tank, but just let it run out. And for all you high school kids or whatever that are kind of in this scenario, try this out. Watch what happens. Run out of gas and see who stays the push.
Or see who
Run,
says,
run out of
"Bro,
gas and say,
I got like
I'm strapped for cash. Cash. I got no money for
it's like
gas.
I got $3 left in my account, bro. Just
See
put it
who
on me."
reaches into their pocket, digs down, pulls the pocket out, untucks it inside out to let whatever drop out be. Yo, I got like $3. See who
Here's
does
here's a
that. See who
here's a good
does
way
that.
to here's a
But if
good
you
thing
don't
not
have
to
people
make.
that are doing that, then you got to start looking at this. Stop compromising yourself. Stop compromising your standards. Stop compromising your life to meet people at their level. Because at the end of the day, are they going to be the ones that are going to help you push your car when it's out of gas or not?
Here's one thing I was listening to Daniel G, and I could play the video, but essentially what he was like, high level players understand that building businesses off of um people feeling bad for you is just not going to be the way. So what he means by that is like, so many people are like, my friends and family don't support me, my friends and dude, you can't look me in the face, Corey, and tell me at one point in time you didn't feel like, man, my friends don't support me in certain things. That
Dude,
one, but like to
yo,
simply be,
remember what I said when I said I was gonna leave the gym and go online? My parents were like, "Don't fucking do it."
yeah, yeah, and we take that things to heart, right? We take those things to heart, and we're just
Like
like,
imagine, yeah, imagine if we listened to that, and I was
but
still working at the gym.
check me out. We all start businesses, right? And how many times, especially at the beginning, I don't post about it anymore. I've moved on. I've recognized that that's just like, again, low level bullshit. I'm a high level player at this point in time, and I can't be worrying about whether or not the close friends I have from Indianapolis here in on my Facebook group or on my Facebook page or wherever the fuck support me or not. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Right? I know that I need to provide value in the marketplace. And when I provide value in the marketplace, more than likely there won't be more than one or two friends that buy into my services. And then that's it. I won't complain. What people are doing is that they're trying to play this like, oh, woe is me. Why do you want to build a business off of people feeling bad for you? Right? If you're sitting there begging so much, so fucking much on Facebook talking about, wow, my friends, they don't buy my shit, my friends this, they're just terrible, I can't believe that my friends don't do this. A client will become a friend faster than a friend becomes a client, and that is very true. But at the
Yep.
same time, you cannot sit there and complain and bitch and complain and know, um at the same time you're bitching and complaining that your friends aren't going to buy. Why would you sit there and continue to complain? All essentially is what you're asking for is for people to feel bad for you enough because you bitch enough on your Facebook, and then you're gonna bitch so much that people are gonna start feeling bad for you. Therefore, they buy your service. Why do you want to build a business off of that? So essentially, what people are worried about, this low level shit where they can be high level person, go execute in another marketplace, show so much value there that you're not begging on Facebook anymore, that you're not begging on Facebook anymore for people's like feel bad, so therefore they purchase, right?
A
Imagine
sympathy
this,
buy.
a sympathy buy, exactly. Imagine you sell
I, my
cookies,
my
right?
mind went somewhere else for a second. That's why I started
Yeah,
laughing.
imagine you sell cookies, right? And you're one of these really cool like cookie crumble places that's really solid, right? Imagine you do
Oh
that, and you're
fuck
trying
yeah!
to become
I want a crumble
cookie
cookie.
crumble place, and every single time you post, none of your friends buy, right? None of your friends are ongoing subscriptions or like, order from you at least once a month, at least a couple cookies. And you're just like, man, my friends never buy. My friends never buy it. You post it once a week. You're posting. And then eventually your friends like, man, Kevin, every time he posts, man, I just like, I can't look him in an eye unless I buy a cookie, right? Unless I buy a cookie, I can't look him in that. You know how
But
many friends?
what friend doesn't invest in their friend's fucking business? Yo,
There,
I was
no,
gonna
hold on, hold on,
say,
hold on, hold
yeah,
on, hold on.
sorry.
There are a lot of friends. There are a lot of friends that won't do that. But how many friends, Corey? How many friends? Maybe this is for me, but I have friends who have never purchased a nutrition plan for me. I have friends that have never gone to the gym with
I
me,
don't mean
right?
invest in that way.
No, but I'm just saying, like, and just to finish the thought, like, there are a lot of people that don't buy your stuff, right? There are a lot of people that don't buy your stuff, but if I went about my day every single day thinking, man, none of my friends buy a cookie for me, just like none of my friends ever go to the gym with me, knowing that they know that I'm a skillful person when it comes to weightlifting and things like that. If I went about my day every single day thinking about, man, why don't my friends work out with me? Why don't my friends work out with me? And worrying about this low level shit instead of worrying about how I can grow my network, I'm going to be fucking miserable. I'll never be a high level person.
Hmm. No, and straight up, and like that's the exact thing. But then that's also again trying to look for support and look for things that are not in those places. Like again, and also when I say like friends invest in other friends' businesses, but I don't mean just in monetary things like buying a program or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case is.
Mm-hmm.
This could be information, this could be insight, this could be direction, this could be advice. But the thing is when you explain what you're doing to someone, regardless if you're working on your weight loss, getting stronger in the gym, starting a business from scratch, hitting a new level, or just talking about success in your business, people will support you and be excited about it. Not be the ones that'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool for you, and then be like, fuck, I wish this was me. No, they're gonna actually be excited for you. And this is the type of thing that you know what I wish that we would have. I saw this as a meme, and it was with Elon Musk and it was Kanye, something like that. But Elon Musk said instead of instead of having baby showers, we should have business showers where
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
friends
a good
come
one.
together and pour resources into a starting business. And I think that'd be so fucking cool. I think that'd be really cool. But again,
We're
it's
organizing
also
that on the
yeah,
17th here,
but it's
by the way.
also one of these things when so like when you're even creating content, and like I have friends around me that are creators and stuff. But yeah, sometimes like they'll just only be there just because they want to learn certain skills about creating whatever it is. Like this has been with multiple coaches I know in Calgary. It's kind of one of those things, but they'll learn and try to pick up as much as they can. But then when they're done, they just move on to the next. And but again, that's also protecting your resources and stop trying to save everyone just because you have some type of personal connection that you think you need to compromise yourself for, which realistically just ends up slowing you down.
100%.
So this is where when we look at stuff like this, no matter whether it's your weight loss journey, your physical transformation, starting a business, wanting to leave a 9 to 5 and do something else, or trying to reach new levels, this is about letting go of the things that are really holding you back. That, let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's already in your gut that you're like already questioning, should I let this go? Should I be worrying about it? You already know exactly what I'm talking about. So at this point, you need to have the integrity within yourself to let go of these low level things, whether this is habits and routines that you're currently doing, whether this is things that are in your life that are forcing you to not go down the right path, whether that's even you just doing a certain job that you're like, why the fuck am I at this job? Yeah, why the fuck are you at that job?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or this is starting a business, whatever it is. But you got to start letting go of the things that are really holding you back and start doing the things to live up to your standard. To honestly, it's one of these things. If you want to be a specific person, you got to strive to be that person every single day, even on the days you don't want to do it.
Yeah. I want to bring up something that you said to kind of expand on it as well. Friends will be excited for you to start things. Um, Eventually, that excitement does die down a little bit, and
Oh yeah.
I want you guys to remember um, that when you're starting a business, do not just live off the excitement. A business, by definition, is for you to start making money. is to start making money. And sometimes, um, I know people that live off this like excitement only for forever. Use that excitement as like that motivation and then try to monetize on the excitement. Okay, fantastic. You're here. How can we make a deal to try to monetize on it? Okay. And so many people just live off of, oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Now try to monetize on it. Otherwise, you don't have a business. You got to make money because it's going to replace your career. A business is your trade. A business is a replacement of your career. You got to make some kind of money. Um, and at the end of the day, sometimes we worry about this low level stuff of like just excitement, just that, and we got to eventually move on from that and thank everyone for the excitement. But now it's time to start talking about, are you really excited though? How excited are you? Because the excitement I like is we can turn that excitement to a dollar bill just for a second, buy my cookies kind of thing.
Yeah, and
you know
like and like one other thing too, and this kind of just came up as you're saying that, but this is a fear I find for a lot of people, and this is something that it happened to me the other day, and going through the DMs, and like this person got all pissed off, and they were like, "Okay, why doesn't anyone ever just really want to get to know me on this app, and they always just want to sell me something?" It's like, well, I got really kind of put back behind it. I was like, wow, that kind of like I was like, honestly, but here's the thing: my social media is a store. So if you walked into a store off the street, would you get mad at the person that worked there that was trying to help you find something because you walked into a store?
Mhm.
Like if you walked into a clothing store and someone came up to me and was like, "Can I help you find a shirt?" And I was like, "Why do you want to just buy some of your shirt? You don't want to get to know me as a person?" It's like, no, you walked into the fucking store. What do you want from me? I'm sorry that I tried to help you because you went to a store.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people get held back because social media, it is a social platform, but we also need to remember that just because my social media and my Instagram page, it is me, I'm still my business.
Mhm.
So yeah, when someone does approach me or they do like my stuff, I will generally ask them, is this something that they're helping? Because one, either maybe I'm just doing fucking market research. Maybe I want to know why. Yeah, why the fuck did you come to my page? What was it about my fucking content that got you to like it? Like,
Mhm.
sorry, I'm just asking so I can make more content that's going to be helpful. So don't
Mhm.
get put off because you're asking questions. Or you know what? If you came to my page and you voted on a poll saying that you're struggling with something, yeah, I'm going to ask you what you're struggling with because
You'll
yeah,
be
maybe I can
mad
help.
when yeah, when
Yeah,
we get
maybe I can
mad
help you
still.
do it. Sorry that I'm running a business that's myself, but that's the thing. Stop being put off by the people that are going to say it to you because you're going to have every once in a while that one person's going to go into a store
Mhm.
and they're just going to raise shit just to raise shit. I remember I went to the mall the other day and we went into this store and there's this girl that was in the store and she was fucking making a hellstorm about how expensive this one shirt was compared to how like really you walked into a higher quality store and you didn't expect
Mhm.
it to be the same price as Walmart.
Yeah.
So sorry that these silk Egyptian cotton, whatever the fuck it is, isn't the same as the 100% blend polyester, whatever the fuck you call it. Like,
Yeah.
like just chill the fuck out. But again, stop worrying about things like that because no matter what, you're always going to run into that. But don't let that
Always.
stop you from talking to the people that come to your page. I reach out to absolutely okay, well maybe not everyone because it gets ridiculous. I try to reach out to as many people as I can just to say, hey, thank you for coming to my page. And you know what? I am generally curious. Why did you come? Like, was it a funny video that I did? Was it a coaching video that I did? Was it just my vibe? Like, I'm generally curious what sets me apart from others. But don't let the fear of that one person being shitty with you stop you from doing the thing that you need to do to build a successful business.
Mhm.
Like for instance, like I don't know how many people have ever done door-to-door sales before.
Dude, I did that
I did that
with
with Brink's security system.
bro, I did that with what the fuck was the company called? Red Payments. And it was but it was door to door for businesses and I would try to
Oh,
sell them the
oh,
payment
oh, oh,
processor.
oh, it was B2B.
It was B2B, and I would try to sell them on the payment processor. So, yeah, whenever just like PayPal and
Well,
all that,
yeah,
right?
it's a little POS systems.
The POS system, but essentially anything they do as far as credit cards, I would try to get them to sign, even if they already had one. I would come in with like a better offer, like, hey, switch to us, and your
Oh,
payment
what cell
process is
phones
going to be
doing
like
shit like that?
1.5% rather than your 2%. And if you do a lot of sales, it's going to save you a ton of money, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Man, that was, let me tell you about something uncomfortable. That shit
Talk
is
about
uncomfortable.
rejection. Like I did some door to door stuff, and
That shit
holy
is, yep.
shit. Like, yo, you need a thick fucking skin. No, maybe because like I was like a lot bigger than a lot of people. Maybe I didn't get ripped as much as a couple friends of mine. But like some of the shit people would say, just because like sometimes people just want to project their shitty lives onto you just because. But again,
Yeah, dude.
don't let that stop you from trying to help those that actually do want your help.
Yeah, that shit was tough. I did that for a few months, and it just got really, really, really rough.
No, exactly. But that's the thing. But you still did it, and you still were doing it. Like when we were selling cars, like you still had to go through uncomfortable situations to sell a vehicle, right? Like it's those types of things. And but that's the growth we're talking about here, and why I'm so excited
Yeah.
with our coaches, because when they first started, especially our one coach, she sent me a screenshot. I think I sent you the same screenshot where like in her first month she had like 800% more views, like 500% more likes on her posts, and is
Yep.
like gained like a couple hundred some followers and like is over like 1,000. We have one coach that has grown over like 2K in a week. It's sick. So but again, it's getting them to push themselves, and for the coach that's about to that just grew 2K in the week, all she did was start talking in her post more. But
Yep.
that was pushing her to do that because she just didn't want to screw up or say something wrong that other people would go against, where now she just doesn't give a shit, and it's paying off for her. But that's letting go of these low level things to become a high level person,
Yeah. A
because
hundred
you
percent.
can't be a high level person worrying about low level shit.
Can't be a high level person worrying about
But
low level shit. All
I
right,
think
Pod-A-Holics episode
Pod-A-Holics
27.
27, getting close to
Much
30.
love. Hopefully you guys found some value in this. Don't worry about low level shit. Somebody wants to bother you, tell them to fuck off if they're not at your standard. Period. If they want to bring you down,
There's nothing wrong with not
don't worry
letting
about it.
someone in your bubble because they're not up to your standard. There's nothing wrong with
There's nothing
that.
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel bad. It's not up to you to feel bad. Let them feel bad for themselves. But all right, much love, Pod-A-Holics episode 27. Hopefully you guys have been listening to all the episodes. Please subscribe to the YouTube. I linked it in the comments here. And then if you're not already listening on Spotify, definitely go listen on Spotify. We upload all the episodes there weekly as well. You guys have been crushing listening to the podcast. So much love. If you guys have any questions or any kind of requests, by all means, shoot it our way. Peace.